Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. So today's video is about easing anxiety when you're going through chemotherapy. I just wanted to invite you into my world for a day, just to show you one of the ways that I seek to deal with my own levels of anxiety as I head towards that next round of chemo. This may sound like oversimplified advice, but I'd encourage you, if you're going through chemotherapy, not to get too far ahead of yourself. What I found to be really helpful is learning to control what I can in that very day. And so sometimes I wake up really tired and I think about the day and what I can control and what I can bring to it, and it gives me more hope. And lastly, I just want to encourage you to keep going. You're probably inspiring people without even knowing it. And so don't give up, keep going, and just continue the journey with me. So here we go. I hope you enjoy. So today here is a Friday, and on Monday I'm due to go back in for my 5th round of chemo. And to be very honest, I'm really not looking forward to it. I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm about as far away as I could be from my last round of chemo, so I do have a bit of energy to burn. And so I'm going to drive to Sydney, the big city, which is a bit of a drive from here. I guess I'm just looking at the bigger picture. But before I do that, of course I need to do something more important, and that is go and get a blood test. Another blood test done. Coffee stop.
You are my sunshine on a rainy day. You are the one who
And onward bound.
in the vast skies of love, I'm free.
Okay, so I finally arrived in the city, and so I'm just going to take a trip down memory lane basically, and hopefully get that sense of nostalgia. So I'm going to ride my skateboard past many of the significant places. There's a few milestones that have happened in this city. I'm just going to reflect on my past. I think it's really healthy to do that. So here we go. So the first stop is just down here. It's actually where my son was born. Yeah, it just brings back a lot of memories, and the strangest thing is remembering it's a whole chapter of your life that's gone flashing by so quickly. Time flies. Moving on. Well, the sun's come out. Beautiful. Burger time. So good. Moving on. This is the first church my wife and I ever attended together, so it's got some significance just in terms of the spiritual impact it had on our lives. And it actually burnt down many years ago and was rebuilt, and it looks a little something like this now. Pretty impressive, huh? It's really fun to be in the city, actually. This is where I studied my first trade. It's hard to believe it was nearly 30 years ago that I did my trade as a printer. It's amazing how your life changes direction, maybe 4, 5, 6 times. I guess it goes to show that you don't always end up finishing where you start. Which isn't a bad thing if you're doing something you love. It's right through Chinatown. That was fun. This is why we moved out of the city. So I'm currently in Hyde Park, which is so peaceful. I was thinking about it, and it kind of reminds me of that little bit of time you get between your chemo rounds. So 1 or 2 days of respite before you have to go back in again. So I'm treasuring that at the moment. Raining. Still one of the most beautiful in the world, without doubt, I think. It's good just to come back here, spend lots of time here. Just looking out over the bridge in the Opera House. We used to own a shop here right in the middle of the city, but just come back and it's completely gone. Under construction, of course. Had some of our wedding photos right here. There. And in there. So I've just spent a full day not thinking about my treatment. So I've finally made it to the other end of the city. You can see the Opera House right behind me there. I think I did that whole trip in about an hour, which is pretty impressive, if you ask me. Sometimes the future can seem like it's unpredictable and grim. You know, if you have cancer, which presumably you do, if you're watching this, or you know someone who does, you know, sometimes we just have to look back and be thankful. Sometimes we have to reflect to see what our lives have looked like and how we've been shaped and learned from the history. And so today, I'm so thankful I got up and didn't waste time at home. The past is with you always, whether good or bad. And I've just decided today to reflect on the good side of my past and to think about how fortunate and lucky I've been to be a part of this place. I really do hope you've enjoyed this video. It was a pleasure making it, and perhaps it's inspired you to do something a bit different. See you in the next one.